Afternoon, Gaffer.
Hi.
An extra day's preparation this week with the Sunday fixture. How's training been?
Very good. And since we arrived here, every single session is really good. The atmosphere, the improvement, every single training session, the attitude of everybody is amazing, and it's been a really nice week.
Mm-hmm. You said after the weekend's result that this team needs to continue to improve and develop. Have you highlighted any specific areas that improvement needs to take place?
Every single area. I think if you want to improve as a team, you need to improve every single day. And now we are improving, especially in our commitment, in our consistency. But now it's true that we have to win games. And last Saturday we had a lot of chances to score the second or the third goal, and now I think is the way that we have to improve, trying to score those goals.
For all the time that you'll get on the training ground with your players, do you learn most about them during those tough fixtures as we had last weekend?
Sorry?
Do you learn the most about your players during those tough games as we had at the weekend?
Yes, because I think it's been it's been 3, 4, 5 months since the game against Cambridge, and the mentality has changed 100%. So it's been 2 or 3 weeks ago when we conceded 1 goal after the first 10 minutes, and I could feel that we had lost that game. And in 3 weeks' time we conceded 1 goal 89, 90 minutes, and we had the penalty, and then we had another chance to win the game. So it means that the players believe and trust themselves, trust each other, and now they go to the pitch knowing that they can beat every single team.
Mm-hmm. On that belief and trust in each other, is it something that you can work on with the players as head coach, or does that happen organically the more time they spend together as a group?
I think both of them. When you spend more time as a group, and especially when you go to the pitch on Saturday, and the things that you have been working on the pitch are reflected on the stadiums, I think is easier. And for us as a coaching staff, is just to keep teaching them, to keep trying to improve them as a team, as individuals.
Mm-hmm. It was the first chance for supporters to see Lucas and Scott up front together again since Scott's return. Because they've worked together before last season, is it a relationship you hope can hit the ground running quickly, or is it still going to take time to develop those two?
I think it's going to take a little bit time, especially because Scott is not as fit as he was last year, so he's going to need his time. And it's true that now I think our style is different, and it's going to take a little bit time. But I don't care. I don't care the time, because the problem is when you don't have those players. When you have those players, it's easier to progress.
This, of course, the final game before the first international break. Will Sunday's result have an impact on how you view the start to the season, or are you seeing positives already in what you've seen?
I think the most frustrated day obviously was the Cambridge game. The following day, that Sunday, was a nightmare, because I couldn't understand what had happened on the pitch, but I think it was a good start point, because since that day the team has changed a lot. Not here, because again, since the first day they are working really well, but it's true that since that day I think they realized that they had to change, and I said that day that we needed to bring more faces, and I don't know how many new faces have arrived already. So I think it's important to keep growing. It's important to have this consistency on the pitch.
Mm-hmm. Stoke City next up. I think many people saw our result against them back in July as a low point at the end of the season. Has there been any talk among the players that were here last year about righting those wrongs of last year, or is this a new start for everybody?
I don't think I have spoken with them about the last season, because I wasn't here, and the only thing that I took from the last season was the disappointment, especially when we conceded a goal. So I don't want to not to know or to remember what happened last season, because I think from that game, and it was the reflection about last season. I think from that game, everybody understood that we needed to change, and the main thing is that we've changed it.
Do you think that players can use it as a motivation, those that were involved, just for themselves?
For the players, every single session is a motivation, because every single session is different. Every single session has different exercises, so every single exercise is to try to compete. So they have to compete on the pitch on Saturdays, because they are competing every single session in the training ground.
Stoke recorded their first victory of the season last time out. What are you expecting from them on Sunday?
Tough game, again completely different as last Saturday game, but the Stoke was in Premier League 2-3 years ago. Experienced manager, good manager, very good players, so it's gonna be tough. But again, I don't like to speak or to waste time speaking about the opponents. I think it's about ourselves, because again, if I said in the bad example Cambridge game was, I think the opposite was the Brentford game, a team which was playing the playoffs the final last 2 months ago, and then since that day I think they haven't lost another game. So I think in 1 week we had the best examples.
In terms of transfers, the window of course still open. Can we expect any movement, incomings or outgoings in the coming days and weeks?
I don't know yet, but I hope that I said always that a few players will leave, because again we have now more players that I would like to have, and in terms of bringing new players, I don't know.
Just an update on a couple of individual players, Jonathan Liko and Josh McEachran. How are they developing?
Liko is really good. He's starting with a group, and I think the following 2 weeks will be really important for him. And Josh McEachran is, I think, is another 1-2 months to join the group, but he's progressing really well.
In terms of Mikel San Jose, is it a case of getting his fitness and sharpness up to speed?
Yeah, he's improving, and he was doing something before he came here, because he's really good professional, but it's true when the ball is in the middle is different, and he's working really well. His experience, so let's see, and I hope that he can be as fit as possible as soon as possible.
Best of luck for Sunday.
Thank you.